Welcome back. We're seeing some more data life, and Shido has managed to go back in time, change things slightly for the better. A different side of origami, accepting both halves of herself, a world that didn't quite come to fruition and yet still holding on to the sins of what she has done. And of course, once again, absorbing a little bit more of that spirit energy, sealing it away from those that may not be able to wield it really efficiently or well at the minute. But now that we've seen all of that, is Kurumi's plan going to be any closer to completion or success? What's Westcott doing? Oh yeah, and since this is the last episode of the season, how's it going to try and wrap it up? He's suddenly gained a lot of athleticism. His physical attributes are off the charts. You know, I don't think I've ever heard the Doppler effect go on with someone just jogging past. Yeah, that would do it if you've just absorbed, like 7 different spirit powers. There does seem to be a space missing in that little scroll down, but are we going to get any more of this one that knows more about Shido in the past than really let on? In this episode, or is it saving it for later? You know, when you got more time to flesh it out a little rather than just leave us on bated breath. Don't know what I expect from this one. Obviously, Shido's now brimming with power and it's gonna cause all sorts of problems. They'll finally sort it out somehow by the end of this, but other than that, is it going to go deeper into some of the other ploys going on in the world? That's what I kind of want to see. The conquest of Shido. Conquest might be a poor word to use here. He's got the flu. One that a human body isn't meant to inherit. Is he going to start coming apart at the seams? If it's anything like the rest of this show, time for them all to go on dates again when he's horribly unwell. Well, what are we waiting for? Why does it seem as though it's a tough ask? You've done it once, and it's to save his life now. Why aren't they just running down to the sick bay? That would do it. Oh no. In his delirious state, even without the earpiece, he's got to come up with some plan of action. He's on full throttle now. So if anyone catches his eye, be it enemy or teacher, you know what's about to go down. Is that the Shrek fart meme? Stop playing around. Oh, good dodge. How does she lose her footing to that degree? And he single-handedly stopped the war between the spirits and her organization by going around in a bit of a daze. Has he turned into the Mask? Is he got, like, reality warping powers? Or is this all just, you know, in his mind while he's wobbling around? I prefer the Mask type of Jim Carrey act. Doesn't have to include tongue. Is it that they've all made it difficult for him, so now he wants to be wined and dined? He's not going to make it easy for them. They have to put in some effort as well. It's not a one-way street. Where are these sound effects coming from? Nope, this time you got to do it by your own devices. Bye. His planet needs him. No one to propose going on a date now so he doesn't just float off. I suppose they've got his number. Message him, so can you just meet us over here? But a water park? I only just saw Origami's rather string-like swimsuit. Remember the game plan here. Also, the last time we were at a water park, wasn't it his sister was about to explode? Now it's him. Let's turn it into a game show! Now available on demand. I wonder what the streaming popularity of this would be. Oh, he's all in on this one. The eligible bachelor. Well, it's not often that he gets to really go all out like this. Because that would be a bit difficult to be broadcast. She has a point. But it would just be a momentary... Did we need the visual representation? It wouldn't be a momentary throb rather than... Really what he's after is to them putting the effort in. That's not a good thing. Wait, so they weren't lining up and... Did they have to be in the line then? It was kind of misleading. And that... I wouldn't mind being able to get changed like that. Definitely make things easier. And is this where they... Okay. I do like how it is a role reversal. But... is it also going to be... technical difficulties. But I do like how it's, yeah, a role reversal. And is Origami going to go with his idea of what to say and do? I mean, is this getting Shido in the mood listening to this? Is that it? A little physical charm. So, going on the offensive like that, although it is something he... this is something he's been forced to deal with for far too long, so is he immune now? Also, considering he was in a fevered delirium earlier, and then went into like a weird charm offensive date mode, just looking at someone in front of him, why does he seem somewhat lucid now? Be careful with that ice cream. Do not let it melt. They can share. Not the first time we've had ice cream suggestion. The last time, if I remember right, was a bird doing it. A harpy, to be precise. I mean, he's not exactly eating that ice cream. Well, maybe if you stop waving it around, it would stop splashing everywhere. Well, pretty hard to... well, I can actually just leave it those first two words. They'd be able to tell easily that he was affected by that. Although, sure, they might have made his heart beat a little, but they've missed out on the reason they're doing this, haven't they? Is this going to be returning in her adult state? The one that she's more comfortable with? I mean, not entirely their fault. Maybe they just really wanted to play... oh, Blue Sky, whatever that was. I'm not sure that's what they're worrying about. But is he going to be more off-put because of this? Because she's hiding behind her transformation again. Ha! I think his overwhelming spirit prowess at the minute... do not sound off the fanfare! Can we take a break now? What the hell is Yoshinon wearing? And This is just a massive striptease bullshit, isn't it? Oh, thank Christ we've moved away from the water park. If they all just did it, it would get a little old pretty quick. I wonder what the plan would have been if she had changed into the white hair accessories. He's falling quite easily now. Should I expect anything else? Just get him to drink both. And then she suddenly falls off of the chair. Huh. A attack on both sides of the personality. I think the gap between her usual demeanour compared to this one, which we haven't had too much experience with. Definitely more of a time together than some of the other characters got. However, something's wrong here. It's precisely those pointless thoughts as to most of the reason why he's stuck around for this long. I was starting to think that maybe... That's Toker, alright. Maybe something was wrong and he'd been swapped out with a spy, considering he's been relatively fine most of the time. Well, I guess you'll just have to feed him. I guess he drank the correct drink. And she didn't even get her chance to make his heart flutter. He's been watching too many shonen anime. The power of a teenage boy right there. Maybe if they hadn't pissed around making this weird little game out of it all, and actually at the end of each of their goes opened up a little of his spirit circuits or whatever it was talked about, it wouldn't have resulted in this. We just have an orbital bombardment already? I mean, resorting immediately to assured destruction. Kind of not putting any trust in those around them, or in Shido himself. Considering he's trying to distance himself from them all, I'm guessing he knows that this is about to go wrong. What is that? Kurumi? Yes. Well, let's not lose this opportunity. Well, he's being restrained a fair amount right now. Maybe don't allow him the opportunity to try and escape. Well, he doesn't seem to be fighting it. I feel like this isn't really deserved. This quote-unquote success. Where's all this bursting power that's emanating from, stopping them from getting close? Huh? See, this is what I was waiting for, the fight back. But no dodge at all from that? What was the... Ah, it was across her face. Okay. I think what would have been more earned is if there was actually... If it was like reminiscent of things they've been through before rather than a... Well, no, to be fair, this little fight bit wasn't too bad. Well, now I know. This is how all dates are meant to end, right? A fist fight in a forest. Well, he's not willing to just give up on any of them, whether it be a good justification or not. See, this, if it lent more in this, what their times together kind of thing. So that's why her chest was tightened earlier. And just like that, spirit circuits open and he can, not destroy the countryside. I have odd feelings about this one because I liked the premise of it. I wonder if the source material, if there is source material like manga type or light novel or whatever, played out differently because it felt slightly detached. Like, Shido's actions and mindset didn't seem coherent through the episode. Oh, he's delirious, not really being able to tell what's going on. His duty of getting a date overriding common sense, and then he's just fine and be like, alright then, you take me out. But the general premise of it wasn't too bad. Everything is back to no... So she'll have to double her efforts. Perfect. I always want apple chunks. Like I said, didn't feel earned, some of it, but that final scene, Toka in the hospital room and taking care of him like one would actually do if they're infatuated or even just somewhat decent friends. That more down-to-earth, normal aspect of it is more of what I want to see, not the imaginations and games of the lieutenant from the ship. Anything that he comes up with is always going to be a farce. while I did like each of their individual efforts, it seems like so much more could have been done, considering it seemed to rush through a lot of the characters just to get it over with. Sure, there was limited time in the episode, and they couldn't exactly spend earned emphasis on each of them that went back to how they met or how they finally got Cheeto's trust, or pushed trust in him, I should say. But one's just like, oh, you've got to make my heart flutter. None of it was making Cheeto feel special. It was, get your tits out. Is that the message we want? I mean, most of the water park one was just getting close to him, some physical attention, and then Mika sitting on his lap. Oh, that does it. Okay, but what's that got to do with any of their characters or the effort that they've all gone through to get here? Was it just a cheap laugh? I don't get it. So many episodes of Daily Life have been raising my expectations of it. And this feels like that weird one in the middle of season, or beginning of season 2 or whatever it was, where it just felt tonally offset. The previous episode, or couple of episodes, was time travel and murdered parents. And now we're getting the episode where Cheeto pops a boner 7 times. Maybe I'm just not in the right mood for it today. I'm going to talk it down to maybe it's my mindset, not the show. If there's something I've critically missed here, or if something here actually has hit the mark and you tend to agree with me, let me know. I would like to hear different perspectives. And while, yeah, just without everything that they've been through, this is just a fun, dumb episode. But I don't think it was... If it wasn't the last episode of this season, I'd be fine with it. But this wasn't the payoff I was expecting. I think I'll leave it with that one. Still, Daily Life has been a fun ride most of the way through. Some of the fights and stories that it tries to get out, pretty decent. Some of the mysteries out there, still wondering what's going on there. So, hopefully we'll get a lot more of that one. And if that is the case, I'll be more than willing to sit down and watch it. If I've entertained you this one, or if I've put you in a deep state of anxiety and anger by some of my comments, let me know down below. Leaving a like on the video doesn't hurt either. Consider subscribing if you want to see future ones, but for now, try and get yourselves a bit of rest, so I can see you in the next one. If you want to show your undying love for me, my channel, and anime in general, consider joining onto my Patreon, because thanks to the likes of Sal, Guado, Kind, Ruben Filamawa, Wolfie Sensei, and everyone else, we can continue on and not engorge ourselves in some sort of spiritual energy, which, to be fair, I don't think is very healthy.